Good morning, traders, and this is your Dow Jones, your Wall Street City technical analysis for today. So let's just quickly kick off with Friday. So Friday we had a pretty bullish bar. I think we are still sort of battling at the moment to get going. We did kind of have a decent run going into the close of the week. So Thursday and Friday we had two bullish dip bars after having this area of sort of range bound trading here. So, and I think the weekly here is the key. You know, we had 2 weeks of complete indecision, and this was a pretty decent pin bar. And to be quite honest with you, with this gap down, I was expecting a pullback onto that and then a move to the downside. Hasn't materialized. We've ended up with a bullish weekly bar, opening on its low and closing on its high. And right now, that is our line in the sand, which is this previous weekly swing low. Okay, and then we have another weekly bar here. See, there is my fractional level there, and that is my line in the sand to the downside right now. And this one can disappear. Okay, so those are my two levels right now. And if we get down to the daily, you'll see that we have flirted with this top level twice now, although we did close above it last week, or the week before last, sorry. Oscillators are not giving me any information at the moment. So let's move to the 3 hour. Okay, so we've had a gap up. This is based on Asia running at the moment. I'm not going to chase this long right now. I am looking for longs, but what I'm looking for is a decent pullback into structure. And the closest that I can see right now is this area here. And I'm just going to change this to red. So red lines will be our intraday levels that we need to look for. So that is the first one I'm looking at. And then the second one is pretty much where we are now. Okay. So we'll give you the exact levels now in the hour. Just want to make sure that we don't have any other areas to worry about. So that does make sense there. The next one is going to be pretty much over there. Okay. So the reason why I'm putting this level here and not tagging any of these fractional levels here is because it is a Brooks gap. So if I just zoom in, you'll see there's the low of this green bar. Not quite exact. There it is there. See, there's the low of the green bar. You can see how it has been used in the past, but we broke through. We didn't come back and test that break there. And that is always a level that I pay attention to. Okay, so let's get to what we're looking at. So we're at a level now. What I would like to see is a bit of a pullback. Oscillators agree with me, saying watch out for the level. So it could be this level, could be this one, could be this one. What I'm looking for is price to bounce off either 24,545 or 24,618 or 24,683. Would like to see it bounce back. Would love to see it close a gap at 24,424 before building a level and moving to the upside. What we could also do here is come as far back as 24,283. Line in the sand is 24,144. But I'm just going to fine tune that just a little bit just to cover because I'm going to be using that as a stop level. So I'll make sure that I'm in the right area. So you can see how if I just look to the left, we bounced around it, fell off. Tested it again, fell off. Tested it again, fell off. Up, use it as support, okay, and then we broke out of this area here. So red lines are pretty much my intraday levels, blue lines are my 2 weekly levels. So based on that, I would expect a bit of selling from 24,618. Don't think we'll come all the way back down here, but closing the gap is definitely a probability, and the second probability is 24,283. Okay, so I'm looking for a pullback back to 24424, alternatively 24283. I'm going to be looking at this keenly at the European Open. As soon as we get some structure, then I'll be in for the long. Stop area is going to be 24098. Okay, so just what kind of risk we're talking about. 234 points, not too bad on the Dow. I would prefer less, but that's not too bad. You can get a smallish trade in on that. And we don't have an upside target. Let's just get that upside target. Well, obviously the first target is going to be this previous high. Okay, and first target is going to be the previous high, and second target is going to be pretty much, there are quite a few targets here. I'll give them to you now. Let me just get them in. I think that's going to be the ultimate target up there, 25,700. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay. Right, back to, let's do this on the 30 probably. Okay, so let's just get some, so we can just see exactly what's going on. Right, so at the moment we've gapped up, we're going sideways. I'd expect some kind of a pullback or some structure. So don't be too surprised, it could break up to one of these two levels before pulling back and using those levels as structure. And that's going to be your entry to the upside. Okay, so want to be long, but I don't want to be long just jumping in on it. I want to wait for the pullback. I want to wait for a breakout to be retested. So any one of these levels to be retested, even if it breaks up, comes back to test that fractional. That's perfect. Okay, then my upside targets are, first one is 24683. That's too close to where we are. So I'd prefer to see some kind of structure form well below this level or on this level, above and then on this level. So my first real target is 24890. So that'll probably target 24900. And then my second target is 25234. Those are my two targets to the upside. Okay. Just drilling down to 15. You can see a little bit of selling happening at the moment. Oscillators are easing off a bit. Would love to see this gap close. So to see a pullback back onto this gap, even a deeper pullback all the way down here would be very much appreciated. So 24283 would be a nice area for a long. Alternatively, right here on the gap, and I just leave that level there because the gap will be, sometimes it doesn't close the gap, it hits a level above it. So 24424, and this is 24400. Now, the problem with this here is your stop area, because your stop area is 259. And there are little gaps here as well. So I would actually prefer to be in this area here, because that gives me 150 point stop loss. You can see where I'm putting my stop. I'm putting my stop below the previous fractional on the 15 minute here. Okay, but it's kind of stupid getting in for a trade up there with your stop all the way down here. You want to wait, be patient, wait for the pullback. And if the pullback doesn't happen, just watch the oscillators on the 15. Oscillators will start grouping to the downside, or you'll get, on the stochastics, you'll get a, let's find an exact scenario. Oh, there's one there. Or what you're going to do is you're going to get them grouping far apart like this, although that didn't work out. So they're either going to group like that, see like that, they group on the downside and then rally, group on the downside and rally. And on the rare occasion, we get a grouping quite far apart. And truth nuts, every time I look for this, I can never find one. Shows you how rare it is, but when it does happen, it is normally pretty volatile. Let's see if we've got one on the hour. Go back through this quickly. See any of the groupings. They sell groupings to the downside off a level, we start buying. Nice tight grouping, we buy. There's a little one there, you can see quite far apart and a sharp move to the downside. You'll have to just trust me with it. Okay, so based on the groupings at the moment, obviously it's looking like we need to be looking for 11. I think the level we're looking for is this weekly level, 24618. So I'd expect a bit of a move off that to the downside, and that is what I'm waiting for. So not really looking to chase a short. This is not short for me. This is a potential trend change on the daily as well. So I'm looking for a pullback onto structure, and then I'm looking for a long. Okay, and the structure, as I've given to you, 24424, 24400, and then would really be nice to get down to 24283. That would be the ideal situation, but I think we're probably going to bounce off 24618, bounce back down into this area of 24545, and then wait for Europe to open, wait for that first hour of pre-market trading in Europe to happen, and then we'll see at 9 o'clock European time to see what happens at the open. I am expecting it to continue. I'm actually expecting this upward move to continue, and 24890 or 24900. And after that is 2500. Those are the areas that I'm looking at right now. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.